Okay. So before I start, actually, I was going through a couple of verses online and I came across a very good verse which I thought it's worth sharing before we go into our Bhagavad Gita class with verse number 20 of chapter 2, which is what we are going to do today. But before we do that, let's learn something from Bhagavatam in a very brief 2 minutes. So, anyone physically sitting here would like to read this verse, please?
किं तस्य
Louder, please. Yeah.
किं तस्य दुर्लभभारतं
दुर्लभ दुर्लभतरम किम तस्य दुर्लभतरम इह लोके परत्र च यस्य विप्रः प्रसीदन्ति शिवो विष्णुश्च सानुगः किम तस्य दुर्लभतरम किम किम व्हाट तस्य उसके लिए क्या दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड किम तस्य दुर्लभतरम there's a word called durlabhtaram. What is difficult for किम तस्या दुर्लभतरम उसके लिए क्या मुश्किल है किसके लिए will for whom we are talking of we'll come to that later iha loke in this lok in this word or paratra cha means or paratra or in the next word kim tasya durlabhataram what is difficult for a person in this loka or the next यस्य विप्रहा प्रसीदन्ति यस्य जिसने whosoever has विप्रहा विप्रहा means a sage किसी साधु को जिसने किसी साधु को who to a sage प्रसीदन्ति who has pleased a sage or sages what is difficult durlabha taram what is difficult for a person in this word or the next to achieve anything basically. And what kind of person that is? यस्य विप्रहा प्रसीदन्ति जिसने किसी साधु को प्रसन्न किया हो who has pleased a sage. And what happens along with the sages? Shivo Vishnuscha sa anugaha. The last line. Shivaji or Vishnu, cha means and. Here. Shiva and Vishnu, they both come along. If you please a sage, it is not just that you are pleasing the sage only. किसी साधु को प्रसन्न करना सिर्फ साधु को प्रसन्न करना ही नहीं है. It also includes कि जब साधु प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे, when the sage is pleased, Shiva and Vishnu along with the sage will come to bless you. So just the translation, and then we go to today's verse of Bhagavad Gita. So, Mataji, do you want to read the translation loudly?
Any person upon whom the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are pleased can achieve anything which is very rare to obtain in this world, as well as after death. Not only that, but one also receives the favor of the auspicious Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu who accompany the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas.
Any person upon whom the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are pleased can achieve anything which is very rare to obtain in this world, as well as after death. ब्राह्मण और वैष्णव को जिसने खुश किया, he can achieve anything even though it is very rare to obtain. बहुत मुश्किल भी हो कुछ पाना तो भी मिल जाएगा. Not only that, इसके अलावा और क्या है? One also receives the favor of the auspicious Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. You don't need to endeavor separately for them. उनके लिए अलग से पूजा पाठ नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. You don't have to put extra effort for that. They will be accompanying the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas anyway. And here, I'll not go through the purport, but it's a very interesting purport where pleasing the spiritual master. I'll just read out the purport, the last line, the last sentence of the purport, and that's, yeah. By pleasing the spiritual master, Guru को प्रसन्न किया, who is both Brahman and Vaishnav, जो कि ब्राह्मण भी हैं और वैष्णव भी हैं आपके गुरु. One pleases the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is Krishna, is pleased, then one has nothing more to achieve, either in this world or after death. यहां या अगले जन्म में और कुछ नहीं पाना, यहीं सब कुछ मिल जाएगा एक बार गुरु को प्रसन्न कर लिया तो. That's the importance of the Guru. Never underestimate the Guru. Let's go to today's verse of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 20. Right. Prabhuji, would you like to read this verse? No? Okay.
न जायते मियते व कदाचिन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूय अजो नित्या शाश्वतो या पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे.
Very good. I'll say the verse and please repeat after me. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन नयं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Anyone, Mataji, please.
जायते मृते वा कदाचिन्
न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया
नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूया
यं शाश्वतम् अयं पुराणो
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो अयं पुराणो
ते विद्यमाने शरीरे.
न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Thank you. Translation. Prabhu, do you want to read the English part? Loud, loud, please.
For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come, come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
So once again, we are continuing with the characteristics, विशेषताएं देख रहे हैं of the soul. And what Krishna is saying here, for the soul, there is neither birth, न जायते, nor death. namriyate, at any time, kadachin. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Let's have a look at the translation in Hindi. Sunita Mataji, do you want to read the Hindi part of it? Loud enough, please.
आत्मा के लिए किसी भी काल में न तो जन्म है न मृत्यु, वह न तो कभी जन्मा है न जन्म देता है और न जन्म देगी। वह अजन्मा, नित्य, शाश्वत तथा पुरातन है। शरीर के मारे जाने पर वह मारा नहीं जाता।
आत्मा के लिए किसी भी काल में न तो जन्म है न मृत्यु। प्रभु जी, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी? सो आत्मा के लिए किसी भी काल में न तो जन्म है न मृत्यु, वह ना तो कभी जन्मा है, न जन्म लेता है और ना जन्म लेगा। वह अजन्म, नित्य, शाश्वत तथा पुरातन है। शरीर के मारे जाने पर वह मारा नहीं जाता। For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. At any time. And we'll look into the definitions of each one of these words. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn. He is eternal. He is everlasting. And he is primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. So in the previous verse, Yayanam veti hantaram yaschanam manate hatam ubhavto vina vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. In the previous verse, we learned neither he who thinks that the living entity as the slayer, nor he who thinks it is slain is in knowledge. जो ये समझता है कि आत्मा की हत्या की जाती है या आत्मा किसी की हत्या करता है, दोनों ही अज्ञान में हैं। For because the self slays not, ना तो वो किसी को मारता है, nor is slain, ना ही मारा जाता है किसी के द्वारा। And in the purport of the last verse, last week, we learned, and I'm just going through the last week because we had the audio issue last week, so I don't know how many of the online devotees managed to see the recording, but Prabhupada very clearly says in the commentary of the last verse in the purport that what is killed or what is supposed to be killed is the body only. सिर्फ शरीर मारा जाता है, आत्मा न तो मारती है न मारी जाती है। The soul neither kills nor gets killed. And Krishna is again delineating the eternality of the soul. एक आत्मा की विशेषता को फिर से आगे बता रहे हैं और आज के वर्ष में उसी बात को दोहराया जा रहा है, लेकिन एक दूसरे एंगल से। Okay, so for the soul there is neither birth nor death. So the words used in today's verse, you will see, let me just, oh, नायम भूत्वा भविता वन भूया अजो नित्यः, this is nityah, shashvato, purano. Before we go any further, let's have a quick look at the line number 2. The first line we easily understand. Na jayate mriteva kadachin. पहली लाइन तो समझ आती है. We understand that. Nayam bhutva bhavitava na bhuya. So what does that stand for? Has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. I'm just firing up one of the presentations so I can quickly read the notes. As we keep talking on this verse. Notes. Yep. So what do we understand has not come into being? इससे आप क्या समझते हैं?
He doesn't take birth.
It doesn't undergo any changes like the body.
I think it's like if it comes into being, it would have an end.
Very good. Very close. Very close. What it means is never comes into existence. ना तो कभी जन्मा है. It was always there and will continue to be always there. Okay? This is different from birth. Birth means when we say, oh, he's taken birth. This person, this entity does not take birth. It was always there. Okay, if it was always there, then can it take birth? Does not come into being. What does this mean? To come into being. Has not come into being, does not come into being. This is where I say, Bhagavad Gita, very, very carefully, we need to understand every word. Does not come into being means does not take birth. Na janm leta hai. So what was the first? Na to kabhi janma hai. Never came into existence. Never came into existence. It was always existing. Who remembers the verse from chapter 15, verse number 7? We are fragmental parts of Krishna. Who remembers that verse? Mame vansha jivaloke jiva bhuta naha manah shashtani indriyani prashati. Thank you. So, we are fragmental parts of Krishna. हम टूटे हुए हिस्से, and we'll read through that 15. Mataji, please keep the 15.7 open because we'll be reading the first and the third paragraph of that. And lastly, will not come into being. Very simple. It will not take birth. It does not take birth, and in the future also it will not take birth. And that brings us to the third line of today's verse. So, क्या बोलते हैं? नित्यः शाश्वतो अयम पुराणो. What does nityah? Eternal. Shashvato, permanent. That's what the translate. Prabhupada, if you look at word for word, he says nitya means eternal. Shashvato, yes, soul, we're describing the soul. And why is Krishna describing the soul as eternal, permanent, oldest? कृष्णा क्यों डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं आत्मा को इस तरह से?
Because he wanted Arjun to know that soul is eternal and all those, and the body is soul is permanent, and body is not permanent, temporary.
Good. Next.
So he said, "Why are you lamenting for the body?"
Thank you. That's the cause. Why are you lamenting for the body of your gurus? And the gurus that you see are just bodies. The real guru is the soul, and the soul never gets killed. It's eternal, it's permanent, it's oldest. कुछ नहीं होने वाला soul को. Okay, so Nitya Shashvato Purano. Let's have a look at what do these three words in line number 3 of today's verse. Those online with the hard copies, please keep that hard copy of Bhagavad Gita open Nityah Shashwato Ayam Purana. Narasimha Prabhu, in the meantime, can you just check online with the Zoom link whether they can hear me or not? Okay. Because you'll be able to hear me. So let's look at the word Nityaha. Qualitatively, the same atomic fragmental part of the Supreme Spirit is one with the Supreme. I repeat, Nityaha. Nitya means, what did we see? Eternal. हमेशा रहेगा. Qualitatively, the small atomic fragmental part of Supreme Spirit is one with the Supreme. भगवान की मृत्यु नहीं होती. Krishna doesn't die. We are parts of him. Like an ocean, if you want to understand the characteristics of an ocean, you take a sample, you take one drop. वो भी खारा है, वो भी खारा है. Similarly, we also have similar characteristics like Krishna, but may not be in fullness. Krishna is big, we are too small. But Krishna is eternal. Therefore, we are also eternal, same as Krishna. We are his fragmental parts. Prema Mataji, can you slowly read 15.7, the very first paragraph? And let me just bring it in front for the devotees online so they can see. So we read this verse in chapter 15. So online devotees who are not very aware of chapter 15, don't worry, we'll come there sooner or later. Mame vansha jivaloke. Krishna is saying this. Mame vansha jivaloke जीव भूता सनातनः. ये मेरे अंश हैं सब, जितने भी जीव हैं. जीव भूतः सनातनः. और ये सनातन हैं. मना षष्टानि इंद्रियाणि प्राकृति स्थानी कर्षति. और तड़प रहे हैं इस भौतिक जगत में. The living entity in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. हम सब पेड़ पौधे जिनके अंदर एक जान है, the living entities, not just human, all living entities, पशु पक्षी inclusive, animals and birds inclusive, in this conditioned world, मतलब भौतिक जगत, are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to the conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, including the mind. ये इंद्रियां उन्हें तंग कर रही हैं इस भौतिक जगत में. So let's have a today's, we are looking at the word Nityaha, eternal, and that we are eternal. Our soul is eternal. So yeah, Mataji, can you please read that?
In this verse, the identity of the living being is clearly given. The living entity is the fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, eternally. It is not that he assumes individuality in his conditional life, and in his liberated state becomes one with the Supreme Lord. He is eternally fragmented.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. He is eternally fragmented. It is not that when we come to this material world, we become an entity, but after death, we mix into the God, and then we become God. And we had the example of a parrot sitting on a green tree. The green parrot does not become the tree. That entity, that Atma, is eternally fragmented. उसका एक पृथक हिस्सा है भगवान का. Eternally, हमेशा. And that's what the today's verse we are saying, Nityaha, Ajo Nityam, eternal. It is clearly Sanatana. is clearly eternal. Sanatan Dharma, the word we used, Sanatan Dharmi, Sanatan, जो eternal है. According to the Vedic version, the Supreme Lord manifests and expands himself in innumerable expansions, of which, anyway, this is going a little bit into depth. Mataji, can you come on to the number 3 paragraph, the last paragraph? Just one moment, let me just.
Mamae Vamsa, fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord are also very significant. The fragmental portion of the Supreme Lord is not like some material broken part. We have already understood in the second chapter that the spirit cannot be cut into pieces. This fragment is not materially conceived.
Thank you, Mataji. So the fragmental portion of the Supreme, हम जो भगवान के टूटे हुए हिस्से हैं, fragmental portion of the Supreme is not like a material broken part. चाय की प्लेट, चाय का कप गिर जाए जमीन पे, if the teapot or the plate for the tea cup falls on the ground and breaks, that doesn't mean we are one of those parts. It is not like that. And Prabhupada further says, we have already understood in chapter 2, which is what we are doing today, that the spirit cannot be cut into pieces. This verse will be coming in 3 weeks' time. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dahati pavakaha, na chayanam kledyantyyopi, na shoshanti marutaha. So there are 2 verses which will be coming in the next 3 weeks together. They tell us the same thing. A spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces. This fragment is not materially conceived. इसे हम अपनी भौतिक बुद्धि से नहीं समझ सकते. It is not like matter which can be cut into pieces and joined together again. That conception is not applicable here because Sanskrit word Sanatan, eternal, is used. And in our today's verse, we have used the similar word called Nityaha, eternal. So that is what Krishna is trying to explain in chapter 15. And that's what we are looking at in today's verse. What does eternality mean? So Nitya means we are atomic, fragmental portions of Krishna which will always exist. पहले भी थे, अब भी हैं और आगे भी ऐसे ही रहेंगे. That is the meaning of the word Nityaha. Second word, Shashvato. What does Shashvat mean as per the book?
Permanent.
Permanent. What does permanent mean?
Always
In-
existed.
Hmm?
Always eternal.
Eternal. Then why are we having 2 words? Nityaha also and permanent also.
But
If
They
Nitya
are
and Shashwat mean the same,
consistent.
दोनों का meaning eternal है, Nitya and Shashwat, why give 2 words? Carefully read Bhagavad Gita. Nitya is eternal, fragmental parts, yes. Shashwat means permanent. Permanent in what aspect?
existence.
Now this brings us to the knowledge which Narasimha Prabhu has got. Jayate Asti. This is from Nirukti. Before we go into the meaning of the word Shashwat, hota kya hai Shashwat? Permanent. What does permanent? Shashwat. Let's look at the characteristics of this material word. Jayate Asti, Vardhate, Vipranamate, Apakshyate, Vinashyati. Jayate. Something is born in this material world. Then it grows. Sorry, it stays. Asti, it stays. Vardhate, It grows. Take, for example, a plant. Take example, a human body. पहले जन्म होता है, he stays, बढ़ता है, विप्रणते. विप्रणते means produces or transforms, produces byproducts. For example, a tree will produce fruits, flowers. And then apikshyate, dwindles, बूढ़ा होता है. A plant gives off the flowers. The plant stays, the soul stays, but all around it things change. The body dwindles, and then vinashyate, dies. These are the 6 transformations of material body. भौतिक शरीर जो हमें मिला हुआ है, उसमें ये 6 changes आते हैं. Okay? And one of them we discussed is when it gives byproducts or transforms fruits, flowers, etc. That is the meaning. Actually, before we go, in Bhagavatam also something similar. Who is speaking 7.7, chapter 7 of Bhagavatam, Canto 7? Canto 7 is a very famous canto. Prahlad Maharaj, absolutely. Prahlad Maharaj is speaking to, chapter 7 is about his classmates. Okay, so he says, Prahlad teaching to his classmates, Janmade Shad Ime Bhavaha, जिसका जन्म होता है, Shad means 6. These 6 changes will come into that. Whosoever takes a material body will go through the 6 changes. And these are the 6 changes which I am describing to you on top. Janma hoga, it will stay, it will grow, it will transform, it will become old, and it will die. So, Baldev Bhushan says, Shashwat means that the jiva does not decay. It exists at all times without decay. Apikshyate. Decay means budha hona. The 5th change out of the 6 changes is what is Shashwat, permanent. वैसा ही रहेगा, बूढ़ा नहीं होगा. And lastly, we have Purano. So we said Nityo Shashvato. I am Purano. What is the meaning of the Puran?
Old.
We have talked of Bhagavad Puran.
One is Shastra, one is old. Two meanings of
Sorry?
दो meaning है. One is Shastra, Puran, जो Granth Sahib, or second one is old.
So why is the Shastra called Puran?
So they are old.
Because it always existed and it's permanent, you know. The origin.
You know, we actually discussed this part in the introduction. When we have to tell the children a story, how do we normally start?
Once upon a time.
Thank you. Once upon a time. पहले कहीं एक बार, पहले पूरा, पुरातन. Puran. Puran means, Puran gives us the
The history.
pastimes. Puran gives us the stories of how people utilized or how people actually executed the principles given in Bhagavad Gita. भागवत गीता में जो सिद्धांत दिए हैं, उनको किसी ने कैसे अप्लाई किया, वो है पुराणों के अंदर. इसलिए therefore you will always find stories. Kapila had his mother, Kapil did this to his mother, Kapil Dev gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Bhakti to his mother in this way, he spoke like this, etc., etc. Dhruva Maharaj, it's a pastime, stories. So Purano, the word Puran indicates that this living entity or the soul is without change or transformation. Vipramane. Now, there can be a question asked, but because the soul exists for such a long time, बूढ़ा तो होता ही होगा, it must be growing old. No. Though it is old, it is as if new. Na. Nava. Because of the absence of the 6 states of transformation. कोई भी भौतिक जगत में जिसका जन्म होगा ये 6 stages आएंगे ही. Anyone which is born in this material world will go through those 6 changes. Because the soul is never born, therefore it doesn't go through any of the further 5 changes. उसका जन्म ही नहीं हुआ है. What is the first word? First 2 words of today's verse? आज के वर्ष के पहले 2 शब्द क्या हैं?
न जायते मृते
ना जायते, जिसका जन्म ही नहीं हुआ है, ना वो बड़ा होगा, ना वो बूढ़ा होगा, ना ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होगा, nor will there be any death for it. That's why the soul stays without any change. Okay. Hiranyakashipu also said the same thing. Soul will not go through those 6 changes, including death. Anything which has a birth also has a death. Who will read verse number 227? दूसरे अध्याय का 27वां श्लोक. Let me just put it online for the devotees. बोलो, हाँ, go ahead. यो ध्रुवं मृतस्य च तस्मादपरिहार्यर्थे नातं शोचितम् अर्हसि. जातस्य he means certainly. जातस्य जन्म, ध्रुवो मृत्यु, जिसका जन्म हुआ है, whosoever is born will definitely die. ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च, और जिसका अंत हुआ है उसका जन्म जरूर होगा. Whosoever dies will get a birth. Tasmat apariharyarthe. So that is the law of Krishna. And Krishna is telling Arjun, this is going to come in a couple of weeks. We are on 220. This is for 7 weeks. 7 means maybe by 5th week we'll have this verse. जिसका जन्म हुआ है मृत्यु जरूर होगी, जिसकी मृत्यु हुई है उसका जन्म जरूर होगा. One who takes birth will die, one who dies will take birth. However, it depends on us whether we want to have a bhautik janm, material birth, or a spiritual birth. Tasmat. So this is Krishna says, this is my law. Tasmat apariharyarthe. Aparihar means something which cannot be avoided. So Arjun, if you think your gurus will die, if they die, they will get birth again. तो खत्म थोड़ी हुए वो. No harm done. And this is my law. So they will be born again and they'll die again. And this is unavoidable. This is the cycle which I have created. Tasmat apariharyarthe. Natam shoch. Shochitam. Shoch means to lament. Natvam. Na. Not. Tvam. You. Shochitam. Rona dhona. Lamentation. Arhasi. Do it. Don't cry for it. Because this is the law and nobody is going to die forever. You'll get birth again. People die again. So coming to the today's verse. So we said, because the soul has, now that was for the body that we discussed. Soul ke liye there is no birth. It always existed. And therefore there is no death. Na jayate mrite va kadachin. Now let's go through Prabhupada's purport and we'll look at Kathopanishad afterwards. Who wants to read the first part of today's verse? Oops.
more than
1 sec. I'll just bring it. Okay, purport. This is from today's verse.
protected, not part of the Supreme Spirit is one with the Supreme. It undergoes no changes like the body. Sometimes the soul is called the steady or pura.
Kutastha.
Atma.
Kutastha. So qualitatively, the small atomic fragmental part of Supreme is one with the Supreme. ये हम पढ़ चुके हैं. He undergoes no, mean the soul undergoes no change like the body. Sometimes the soul is called Kutastha, eternal, steady. The body is subject to 6 kinds of transformations. शरीर की बात हो रही है यहाँ. It takes its birth from the womb of the mother's body. पहला जन्म हुआ, remains for some time, grows, produces some effects, gradually dwindles, and at last vanishes into oblivion. ये शरीर की बात. We are talking of the body and the 6 changes, and we have seen where that statement comes from. Mataji, please continue. The soul.
Does not go through such changes.
Thank you. Wonderful statement. Clarifies everything. The soul, however, does not go through such changes. These 6 changes do not come to the soul. Why?
The soul is not born.
Thank you. Because it's not born. The soul is not born. But because he takes on a material body, the body takes its birth. Mataji, please continue.
The soul does not take birth there, and the soul does not die. Anything which has birth also has death.
Anything which has birth also has death. And we saw verse 227, Najayate. What was that? Jatasya hi dhruva mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad apariharyarthe natum shochita. कोई रोना धोना करने की जरूरत नहीं है. No need to lament. Anything which has a birth also has a death. So again, this tells Arjun that if you don't kill your opponents, they have a body. That body is destined to die anyway. Okay, keep going.
Because the soul has no birth, he therefore has no past, present or future.
Thank you. क्योंकि शरीर का जन्म नहीं हुआ है, इसलिए उसका कोई भूत, प्रेजेंट और भविष्य नहीं होगा. Keep going, Mataji.
He is eternal, ever existing, and primeval.
Primeval. And these are 3 words we looked at. Ajo Nitya Shashvata Ayam Purano. That is, keep going.
There is no trace of history of his coming into being. Under the impression of the body, we seek the history of birth, etc. For of the soul does not at any time becomes old as the body dies.
So the soul does not at any time become old as the body does. जैसे शरीर बूढ़ा होता है, आत्मा बूढ़ी नहीं होती है. Keep going, Mataji.
So-called old man, therefore, feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth.
Important. The so-called old man, therefore, जब इंसान बूढ़ा भी हो जाता है, the so-called old man. Why does Prabhupada use this word, the so-called old man? So-called, जिसे बूढ़ा कहा जाता है. What does it mean? It is not really old because you are really a soul. The so-called old man therefore feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth. बूढ़े होने पर भी उसका the spirit, his own existence stays very much the same. जैसे वो बचपन में था. Keep going, Mataji.
The changes of the body does not affect the soul. The soul does not deteriorate like a tree, nor anything material.
Thank you. The changes of the body do not affect the soul. Remember, soul is spiritual in nature Body is material in nature. These two things cannot mix. Therefore, the soul inside the body does not mix with the material body. It maintains its individuality like a green parrot maintains its individuality from the green tree. Okay, so the soul does not deteriorate like a tree, nor anything material. Aage.
Soul has no byproduct either. The byproducts of the body, namely children, are also different individual souls. And away the body, they appear as children of a particular male.
Thank you. So the byproducts of the body, namely children, शरीर के बच्चे होते हैं. The body has children. Soul does not have children. Soul is independent. And that the children जो पैदा होंगे, they will have their own soul. It is not that from your soul you cut out a small part of that soul and that becomes your child. No. The child is an individual soul, and that soul also existed before. Permanent, eternal. All that soul, the new soul got was a body. Or that soul, not new soul. Soul is not new. So all that soul of the child got was a child's body from your body. Nothing else. Keep going, Mataji.
The body develops because of the soul's presence, but the soul has neither offshoots nor change. Therefore, the soul is free from the six changes of the body.
Thank you. The body develops because of the soul's presence. अगर शरीर के अंदर आत्मा नहीं होगी तो शरीर का growth बढ़ना नहीं होगा. That's why when you see a dead body, it stays, decomposes. Why? The life energy which sustains it is the soul. Okay, keep going.
Meaning and purport of this is the
Now, in the Kat Upanishad,
Tatha
Kat Upanishad.
find similar passage we reads. Na jayate milite.
So in Kat Upanishad में भी वही का वही similar is there, except there is one word which is different. आज का जो verse हम कर रहे हैं, today's verse what we are doing and what is given in Kat Upanishad is exactly the same except one word which is different, which is Vipachin. Otherwise is the same. Na jayate mrite va Vipachin. Nayam kutaschin na bhubhav. Sorry, this is also different. Kaschid. Ajo, last two lines. Ajo nitya shashvato ayam purano na hanyate hanyamane shariri. Pretty much the same. Keep going, Mataji.
Purport of this same as the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita. But here in this place, there is one special word, Vipashit, which means learned or with knowledge.
Very good.
The soul is full of knowledge.
Soul is full of knowledge. Vipashit. The soul is full of knowledge. Keep going.
Is with consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart, where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness.
Thank you, Mataji. The soul is full of knowledge or full always with consciousness. चेतना आत्मा से ही चेतना निकलती है. Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Because we cannot see the soul. ध्यान रखिए, the soul is very small, 1/10,000th of the tip of the hair. We cannot see the soul, but we can experience the soul. We can feel the presence of the soul by the presence of Chetana. मैं हाथ पे मारूंगा, then I can feel the pain. It has told something inside me that I've been hit at the hand, not at the leg. Chetana, awareness, that rays of light, that rays of energy which comes out of the soul, it's called Chetana. And when the soul leaves, Chetana goes with it and then becomes a dead body. Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Next, even if one does not find the soul within the heart, where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness. हमने अभी बात की इसके बारे में. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky. Now, Prabhupada is trying to compare the soul and Chetana or consciousness with the sun and the sun rays. ध्यान से देखते हैं इसको. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky owing to the clouds. बादलों की वजह से कभी कभी हम सूर्य को नहीं देख पाते, or for some other reason. But the light of the sun is always there. And we are convinced that it is therefore daytime. As soon as there is little light in the sky, early in the morning, we can understand that the sun is in the sky. Similarly, since there is some consciousness in all the bodies, whether man or animal, we can understand the presence of the soul. जैसे सूर्य की रोशनी देखने से चाहे हमें सूर्य नजर आ रहा हो या ना आ रहा हो, we can say the sun is there because we can see the sunlight. Similarly, as long as we can observe the consciousness, as long as we can feel the Chetana, whether we can see the soul or not, it is understood that the soul is there. Okay, Mataji, please continue.
Consciousness of the soul is, however, different from the consciousness of the Supreme, because the Supreme Consciousness is all knowledge, past, present, and future.
Right,
The consciousness of the individual soul is prone to be forgetful.
right.
When he is forgetful of his real nature, he obtains education and enlightenment from the superior lessons of Krishna.
Thank you. Stand by, Mataji. This is a very important actually paragraph. That's why I'm trying to go slow in this. This consciousness of the soul, जो हमारी जो चेतना है और हमारी सोल की जो चेतना, is however different from the consciousness of the Supreme. भगवान की चेतना से अलग है. In what aspect it is different? Because the Supreme Consciousness is all knowledgeable, past, present, and future. Premamataji, can you please bring up chapter 4, verse number 6?
अजो अपि सन अप्य आत्मा भूताना परो अपि सन.
नहीं नहीं. Sorry, my fault. One before. Sorry. It's fine. हाँ. श्री भगवान वाचा. भगवान ने क्या कहा? Fifth. बहुनी में होती करो. Number 5. 4.5.
श्री भगवान वाचा बहुकी में व्याति कनेकानि जन्मानि तवा च अर्जुना
तान्यहं
तानि अहं वेद सर्वाणि
न त्वं
त्वं
वेद
वेत्ता
Parantapa. Parantapa is the name of Arjun, which means subduer of the enemies. Vetha means to know. Na, not. Tvam, tum nahi jante. Arjun, Parantap, Arjun, tum nahi, you don't know, Arjun. So Bhagwan, what is Krishna saying hai? Bahuni me vititani. Janmani tav sa Arjuna. Arjun, I remember many births. Tanya aham ved, to all those janmas. Aham, I, Krishna, ved, remember, sarvani, all of them. I remember all those births. Now here when we talk of births, we are talking of Arjun's births. Arjun is a devotee. जहां जहां कृष्ण प्रकट होते हैं, his eternal devotees go with him. So Krishna is not born, but Krishna manifests. And he says, Arjun, whenever you have come with me, I remember all those times. तान्य अहम, I, वेद, सर्वाणी, मैं सबको, मुझे सब याद हैं. ना त्वम वेथ परंतपः, but you don't remember them. Let's look at the time. The personality of Godhead said, Krishna ने क्या कहा? Many births you and I have passed. I remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of enemy. Now, this is the important part, which is connecting to today's verse. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. So, what is our today's verse saying? Krishna is all knowledgeable. He knows the past, present, and future. The consciousness of the individual soul is prone to forgetfulness. हम भूल जाते हैं. अर्जुन, तुम भूल गए तुम्हारे पिछले जन्म. मैं नहीं भूला हूं. That is the difference between Krishna and us, or Krishna's soul and our soul, Krishna's Chetna and our Chetna. We are prone to forgetfulness. And he is telling him in the 4th chapter, I remember all the births, but you forget. Keep going, Mataji.
He obtains, when he is forgetful of his real nature, he obtains education and enlightenment from the he obtains education and enlightenment from the superior powers of
When
Krishna.
he is forgetful of his real nature, what is Prabhupada trying to tell us? When he means the soul. जब आत्मा forgetful of his real nature, what is our real nature? Yes, and what is our real nature? We are a soul, we are not the body. Okay? When we forget that and we assume ourselves as a body, then we start taking education. And to come back to our position, we need the education from Krishna. Remember, we are forgetful in nature. We have forgotten who we were. To gain that memory back as to who we were, we need guidance from Krishna. And Krishna, we cannot see him directly. So how do we gain the knowledge or enlightenment which Krishna has given to this material world?
By reading the Shastras, associating with the his Lord's devotees,
And
devotional sense.
and
Reading Srimad Bhagavatam Gita.
we did the Bhagavatam verse of today. What was it hinting at? The spiritual master. He is a representative of Krishna. Because you cannot see Krishna directly, you see his representative. Okay? Because you cannot meet the Prime Minister directly, you meet the respective minister. Okay? But Krishna is not like the forgetful soul. Krishna नहीं भूलते हैं. If so, Krishna's teaching of Bhagavad Gita will be useless. Very good. Prabhuji, do you want to read the next paragraph, please? There are two kinds of
souls, namely the minute particle soul,
minute part.
the minute particle soul, Anuatma, and the super soul,
Vibhuva.
Vibhu Atma. This is also confirmed.
Always remember these two words because ये भक्ति शास्त्री में भी आता है. Anu Atma and Vibhu Atma. Two kinds of souls. Yeah, keep going, Prabhuji.
This is also confirmed in the
Kathopanishad.
In this way.
Right.
Yes.
Anoriyam mahato mahiyam atmasya jantur nihito guhayam tan akrutaha pashyati vita shoko dhatu prasadam mahimanam atmanaha. This is actually, I could have gone to the detail, but time is short. Both the super soul Paramatma and the atomic soul are situated on the same tree of the body. It's a very good description. एक ही शरीर में, एक पेड़ रूपी शरीर में दो चीजें बैठी हैं, परमात्मा और आत्मा. Does anyone remember a very good quote from Mundak Upanishad? We have discussed this many times, and this is the last point I'll do, and then we'll finish it off. Can you see the two birds here? Yes? One is doing what?
One is eating and one is watching.
Thank you. So what is that verse? Who wants to read the Hindi part? Dwa Suparna. Suparna. Okay, can you see that words? Suparna. Parna. Parna means pank. Su, achhe pank. One who has got beautiful plumes. Dwa means two. Dwa Suparna Sayuja. Sukhaya. Sayuja. Sukhaya. Sakhaya. Sakha means friend. Closely united two friends, two birds of the beautiful feathers. Samanam vriksham, on the same tree. Parshishas vajate. They are residing on the same tree. Toyorantah, Toyonaha. Piplam. Piplam means fruit. So what is the meaning is two birds, time is short, I'm not going through the whole. Two birds of beautiful plumage, closely united in friendship, reside on the same tree. One of them eats the sweet fruit thereof, the other witnesses without eating. एक पेड़ पे दो पक्षी हैं, एक मजे ले रहा है भौतिक जगत के, यहां के कर्म कर रहा है, and the other one is just witnessing what's going on. One is actually doing actions, which is us, choti soul. So in this sharir rupi ped ke andar, in this body, in the tree of this body, there are two, Vibhu Atma and Anu Atma. The Anu Atma, which is a smaller Atma, that is us, which is, and one of the birds is actually doing fruitive activities. Karma kandi kaam kar raha hai yahan pe. And the Vibhu Atma is like a bird which is observing the other bird eating fruits. खुद नहीं खा रहा है, which means Krishna or Paramatma inside us is not doing any work. He is just witnessing the work being done by the other Atma, the smaller Atma. Okay.
Does it also guide you?
Very good. Does it also guide you there? Do you have Brahma Samhita with you?
Yeah,
You have.
but I'm at home.
At home you have. It guides you, but you have to have reached a certain condition. Let me see if I can bring it up. So what is this? Read aloud. Can you read it? Bhagwan, sometimes you're asked, can you show me God? Can you show me God? And these are quite foolish questions which we have to deal sometimes. But there are conditions by which you can see God. With your material eyes, you cannot see God. Then how do we see God? This is the condition. Can you read that, Mataji? Shruta. Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiv Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Sham Sundaram Chinte Guna Sarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami Premanjan Shrut Bhakti Vilochanena लोचन लोचन आंखें, जब आंखों में प्रेम का सुरमा लग जाएगा, मस्कारा ऑफ लव, then only you can see Krishna. Who is Shyam Sundar? Krishna himself with inconceivable attributes. कैसे देख सकते हैं? Whom the pure devotees see in their heart of hearts with the eyes of devotion, tinged with the salve of love. आंखों में प्रेम आएगा तो भगवान आपको नजर आएंगे, नहीं तो नहीं आएंगे. And that to reach that stage of giving prema to Krishna is a gradual stage. It does not happen immediately. Right now we are doing chanting, right? And Prabhupada, actually in one of the purports in Canto 4, I listened to this in one of the lectures. So what are the four aspects of Krishna? And they're all the same. Naam, name.
Name, fine.
No, Naam, Gun, Roop, Leela. All four are same.
So
Name, Naam, Roop, Gun, Leela. Leela. Activities. Thank you. Name, form, qualities, activities. And all of them do not, if you concentrate on one of them, that is sufficient. But because it's a gradual stage, by chanting the name, सबसे पहले नाम, when you chant the name of Krishna, then you start to see what? It fructifies into what? Rupa. You'll start to see the God slowly, or at least observe, right? And from that you get to the gunas. And from that you progress to the Leela. You'll start to see the Leelas of Krishna. So let's come back to the verse and close it for today. To 20. So, Mataji, can you, am I on the wrong verse? No. Yeah.
Both the super soul.
Both the super soul Paramatma and the atomic soul Jivatma are situated on the same tree of the body, within the same heart of the living being, and only one has become free from all material desires as well as lamentation. So, what is Prabhupada saying? And only one, jiska, keval wohi, who has become free from all material desires as well as lamentations, can, by the grace of the Supreme, understand the glories of the soul. आत्मा को समझने का आपको मूल मंत्र दे दिया है यहां पे. This is how important that statement is. Who can understand the soul? Sorry. Let me bring the slide up so you can actually understand what is Prabhupada trying to tell us here. So take home points, we discussed about Anu and Vibhu. Krishna is all knowledgeable, we are forgetful. We studied that. Who can understand the glories of the soul? अभी हमने कठोपनिषद में पढ़ा, who can understand the glories of the Lord? Tam akritaha pashyati vita shok. Vita means to get rid of. Shoka means lamentation. One who has got rid of the material desires, who have got rid of this lamentation. Remember, ये शोक क्यों होता है? Why do we lament? Because we are attracted to the bhautik things. We are attracted to the material things. When we do not get them, and 100% in this material world, you will never be able to fulfill your desires. And when you do not fulfill your desires, anger, lamentation, ये सब आएगा. जिसने शोक से मुक्ति पाप कर ली हो, वीत शोका, धातुः prasadam, very important. Just merely giving up desires is not enough. You must also get the mercy of the Lord also. महिमा नाम आत्मनः, तब सोल की महिमा समझ में आती है, तब तक नहीं आएगी. Okay, so we just go and finish off the last bit. Krishna is the fountainhead. Prabhuji, you can read that. Go on.
Krishna is the fountainhead of the super soul also, as it will be disclosed in the following chapter.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very important again. Krishna is the fountainhead of the super soul also. ये जो परमात्मा है, ये भी कृष्ण से ही आया है. What are the three features of Krishna?
Paramatma, Brahman, Paramatma, and
Bhagwan. Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is the final feature. And it encloses in it the Paramatma feature and the Brahman. Brahman means Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti भी भगवान से आ रही है. Brahma Jyoti भगवान नहीं है. It's a part of भगवान. सुपर सोल परमात्मा भगवान का फीचर है. Yes, it is part of भगवान. It is knowledgeable. Okay, keep going. And
Arjuna is the atomic soul,
forgetful
of his real nature. Therefore, he requires to be enlightened by Krishna or by his bona fide representative. That's the
spiritual master. So that ends. So हमने क्या कहा? If it's a soul, soul is forgetful. If it is Krishna or Vibhu Atma, not forgetful. Because Arjun is a soul, small soul, he is forgetful. Therefore, हमको क्या चाहिए? To remember who we are, what do we need? We need knowledge. And that's what it is saying here. Arjun is forgetful. Therefore, he requires to be enlightened by Krishna. अब कृष्ण नहीं नजर आएंगे हमें, अर्जुन को तो आ गए. Arjun could see Krishna, but we cannot. Then we have to go to Krishna's representative, the spiritual masters. Okay? We are nearly 2 o'clock, so we better stop here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Prabhupada ki, Sai Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.